Hello, this is my tutorial on Nave 2. If you want another health potion, there's one in this room, otherwise you can ignore this room. You want to clip into this corner, so you sprint over here and then you release sprint and walk into this corner, otherwise you can tap W a few times so you're properly aligned with the side of the pillar directly in this corner. You turn to the left because you want to clip through here. You see these 4 squares. They are way more distinguishable than this mess right here, but any visual cue on this line will work. You want to focus on this one. This is actually 2 squares placed together, so it's good that it's unique because that's the one you want to focus on. Here's a picture. So yeah, these 4 squares, just look for them. Look for these squares when you turn over here, and place your cursor right here. If your cursor is off, you can press the X button on your keyboard, which is usually what it's assigned to. That will enable or disable the cursor. You want to place the cursor right in the corner here, so it's actually covering this bit, this bit, this bit, and this bit of these 4 squares. You don't want to place them in at the corner of this square, but it wants to touch all of the areas around it. So it's in the corner here, crossing all squares like this. And that will look like this from this position. So this, sorry my voice. So this instead of this. There's a little difference there. It is fairly precise, so if this is 1 unit, I'm going to move to the left now. I recommend watching in 1080p in full screen. I'm going to try to move left just 1 increment. That was 2, I think. Move right. There, I moved right as little as I could. If that counts as 1 movement unit, angle unit, whatever, you have 5 of those, I would say. So it's not that precise. So anything here works as long as you're touching all of these squares. But yes, that's your visual cue. Anyway, what you want to do is hold sprint and W, and you will hit this corner and you will struggle for a frame or 2, well, a few frames, and then you will pop through. You won't just magically glide into it like this. It won't be that seamless. So expect to hit the wall and be in bounds for a few frames before you pop through. Otherwise you would do the next step too early. And once you pop through, you can just hold backwards as soon as you pop, but it's not recommended. It's more precise than it needs to be. So after you clip, I recommend jumping and moving left. So you're landing outside of here, past this wall. I'm going to demonstrate it now. Get in this corner, find the visual cue. Don't move your mouse while you're sprinting towards this, but quickly move it left and jump as soon as you clip, like that. So it can be a bit sorry, it can be a bit tricky at first, but as long as you practice it for about 10 minutes, it's going to be pretty easy. This area is notorious for crashing if you use quick save and quick load, so if that happens, don't worry about it. It's a common thing. If it doesn't happen, then that's awesome. But if you want to be safe about it, then you can just save and exit while inbounds in this corner. After you clip, hit exit, and then just spam enter or continue to reload the area that way instead of using the quick save, quick load. A bit slower, so it's unfortunate, but what can you do? You can either boost up the pillar here. As you all know, these pillars are really good for boosting up, or for boosts, and you can also use the rocks. I definitely recommend using the rocks though, as it's that more lenient. It's pretty clear. Anyway, now you want to get up here, and the best way to do that is to boost up here. Again, this is the sort of pillars that we saw before, like this one, and they're great for boosts, so we're going to use this one. Do not use this one because or this one I should say. I guess there are actually 2 here, kind of hard to see, but you can actually be pushed in between these 2 and go back in bounds, and you'll be in this hallway, so try to avoid doing that. You want to be straight up in front of this thing, so you're going to be standing somewhere like here, and not on this side like this. It's going to be more difficult than it needs to be. So you stand about here, and then you hold forward and you spam jump, and it's going to look, you're going to get pushed to the left a bit, so just reposition if that happens, or move your camera a bit, and you'll get up here. Now, if you end up in the middle here, even if you sprint, you're not able to actually leave this little line, so you gotta jump over it like this, or like this. The floor is actually round, it's not just a flat surface, as you can see here, so be careful that your jump input is not eaten, because now you want to jump around. Either jump this way or this way, it doesn't really matter. Our goal is to get over here anyway, and if you feel more comfortable jumping there, then by all means go for it. But first you gotta make sure you jump over this one and don't go too far. And now that you're on this spot, like this part of the ceiling, then you hold sprint, you jump and you curve it around here. It's not that precise, just don't hit this because this is solid, so you want to jump around this one. And yeah, this is the ceiling you got to work with. It's simple, just gotta do this. And yeah, same applies for the left side. Now you just hold sprint and forward and you pop through here pretty easily. There's a boost you can do it there, but you can just watch the top runners for that. Otherwise you can jump around like this, jump over here, to not take fall damage, and you want to click the door, but you're actually a bit high up now, so jump and land on top of the door frame and then go down, otherwise you would take fall damage. And then you click transept, and that's Nave 2. Recommend practicing the clip and visualizing the visual cue, you know, remembering these 4 squares and where to place your cursor. Then just practice the jump, the turning, and I mean that's if you get the first step right, then that's it really. The rest is very, very easy. Let me just talk about the other strat real quick, might as well. So a very common thing is to get into this corner, clip here, jump into this corner, and then do this really long boost up here. And that seemed really easy, right? But it is actually not super great, because if your boosts aren't that good, this will happen. And if you get in bounce here, you can clip by jumping here. And now you can either boost up here and curve yourself left and go up, or you can boost all the way up here to get on top of this roof, and then you're back here. But while you're in the top of the corner here, you might go back in bounds again, like happened over there. The same thing might happen. So if your boosts are good enough, then no worries. But trying to do this backup, you might actually click back in bounds right at this spot, like what happened over there, and that super sucks. You can stand here, don't worry about it. You can't go that far though, so if you want to check the physics, then yeah, this is the playing space you have. So you can stand here, but the thing is, you will hit your head right here, so, or no, you'll hit your head on this one, and this is where you boost. So you boost up here, but then you hit your head, so you're gonna curve yourself around. So you need to be really finicky about it, maybe sprint at it, and then jump around, and it's kind of challenging. I'm not good at it at all, so I don't like this backup strat. I prefer this one, but it's so tall that you can end up clipping back in bounds just like that, and then you have the same problem like you had over here. And because of that whole thing, I really like this strat where you can, I mean, if you go too early or you mess up with the angle, you can easily try again. So you jump around like this, and then instead of doing that whole thing, we just boost up here, and oh my god, that was crazy. I guess I can show the left one now. So I jumped over here, go past this thing, so jump around like this, and you made it up here. And you didn't have to risk anything really. It's far less risky, the strat that I recommend you to do. The long boost up the wall there, I mean, if you feel confident, you can go for it, but I would not recommend it. It's easier to lose time to it, I think. It's easier to learn the clip by the rocks, in my honest opinion. But just mess around with both of these and pick the one you like the most. But at least now you have a proper tutorial on both of the most common methods of Nave 2. I might as well show the boost. I'm not that good at it though, so I might mess up. Yeah, I'll try again. This doesn't really matter that much. It's like a, yeah, like that. A little speed boost to transit door. But if you mess up, you can actually fall down here, and yeah, that's not the best. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If there's anything you're wondering about, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer it as best as I can.